welcome back to the Enemies of the Fire podcast. This week we talk about Messi failure, we talk about the Chicago Fire failure, and we also talk about Wrexham success. So, I am FC Neo Tokyo. That is DPG, and we are sans Jaymes this week, but to be perfectly honest, he sent some sort of video. So it may be in this podcast or it may be on its own. Who knows? I haven't watched it yet. Anyway, DPG, how you doing tonight, bud?
Man, it's not bad. It hasn't been that bad of a week. It's kind of busy, but it's always nice to see giants fall every now and then.
So, as we speak, we were getting ready to record, and I was like, oh, yeah, there's a Concacaf championship game tonight. And Miami needs to score a bunch of goals to like get caught up. That doesn't seem to be what happened. Miami did not score a bunch of goals.
Yeah, someone scored a bunch of goals, but it wasn't Miami.
Oh, my God. Is Brian Wright and Sebastian Berhalter those guys I talk about who end up on the World Cup roster that we never saw coming? Oh, my God. Could we not? Could we be surrounded by Berhalter still? The long shadow of Berhalter?
You know what? Berhalter should have told this kid to come play with him in Chicago Fire because, we need a fucking better midfielder.
Honestly, you know how Vancouver never keeps their success. They always sell off. That could be a big, medium-sized signing for us. You never know. But Brian White is also losing his effing mind. Player of the month. He scored tonight. I don't know, I haven't seen him enough. We get on here and we talk about our opinions about soccer, but we don't watch everything. We're not professionals. But with Brian Wright, what does he do well? Not that I don't think he's good. I just haven't seen him enough, and I don't understand him as a player.
I'm gonna say this. I think Hugo Kuipers is a better striker than Brian White.
I mean, I'd like to believe that myself.
Well, when you're the league leader in goals, that's saying something.
Oh man, you holding on to some positives because I'm feeling
this
guy is falling again.
Yep. That was we'll talk about it in another segment. But anyways,
for sure. But we do have to say the word Messi out loud, right? For the SEO.
Unfortunately, yeah. If you guys say Messi and Messi couldn't do anything.
I mean, Messi, he came with hype, obviously, and he is not really disappointed, but they still haven't gotten over the line on stuff, and that's kind of is that going to be their legacy? Because that was kind of a Pirlo Lampard thing over in New York, right? They were pretty good.
Messi this, Messi that. Vancouver just messed things up for them. All right, so
no American representation in the final because we're going to get a Liga MX team playing now the Canadian representative, the Vancouver Whitecaps. Which give it up for Vancouver, man. Oh, Canada and maple syrup and stuff.
Maple syrup,
healthcare,
the fries with gravy and cheese, which I forget what they're called.
Poutine,
there,
baby. All right, I remember, even though I don't eat that shit. Anyway, okay, so I'm looking at the things we want to talk about, and there's some fun ones, and then there's one shitty one. So let's go to more fun. Okay. Let me find this. Wilfred Zaha took to Instagram and posted, you'll be seeing this on the screen, typical, we lost a game and somehow it's Zaha's fault. I dribble, I'm selfish. I keep it simple, I'm not doing what I'm being paid to do. I shoot, I should have passed. I pass, I should finish my chances.
I like how you started that off as a third person, it's Zaha's fault.
Right? All the bet. Zlatan
who talked I was gonna say that. Who talked like that? Remember?
Zlatan and Bob Dole. Those are the only two people that come to mind. Anyway,
let's be honest here. Zaha, you have a microscope on you all lights on you effect in Charlotte right now. So
well, of course,
yeah, people are gonna blame you if things don't work out well.
Dude, they seem a little ungrateful because all I keep seeing is Zaha being amazing. But hold on, he continues.
Oh.
Adjusting to a year out not playing properly, only trained fully for maybe 3 weeks because of having a newborn and playing on AstroTurf for the first time in a whole career. Good dig, dude. That's a good dig.
He got a point. Yep, he got a point.
I usually wouldn't reply to this stupid shit, but I'm not a scapegoat for people to waffle about in and at clubs anymore. Zaha this, Zaha that, but Zaha this, Zaha that. But we had the best start ever and beat first in the league, so please stop chapping, especially my name. Thanks,
chapping.
Management. Wait.
What is chapping out?
Wait.
I was like, what is...
No.
Thanks, management?
Yeah, it said thanks, management.
What?
We have a Jaymes sighting. So... Wilford, we're talking about Zaha. I just read the comments.
Okay. Oh, I love that I popped in here then. I was just laughing at one of the things you wrote in the list. It just made me freaking crack up.
Man.
Oh, yeah, the thing you
that was a short birthday party, Jaymes.
It was awesome. It was awesome. It's I don't want to talk about it too much, but it was awesome. Great little birthday cake. And some chocolatey Claire cake, a couple of long drinks. Some great freaking pizza, some gluten-free pizza for the gluten-free people. So I didn't have it, but they wanted it.
See, that's.
I'll talk about the pizza toppings. So it's real quick here. So the normals, the sausage, the cheese, the kind of that supreme, right? Which is like a sausage, green pepper, onions, maybe olives.
Basically, stuff that a sane person will want on a
pizza. Yes. However, there was one wrinkle.
Oh.
And I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. So there was a pepperoni pizza. Half the pepperoni pizza has giardiniera. Try it. Fucking phenomenal.
I actually don't mind giardiniera. I actually like. I like. I mean, have you guys had Italian beef pizza?
I have, and it's somewhat similar, but I find it better because I didn't like Italian. I've had that, and it's like it's okay. Pepperoni plus giardiniera, that's what does it. That's the combo.
Amazing.
That would make
for a moment there
from a foodie's
I thought he was gonna scare me like, there's this pineapple pizza with half pepperoni. I would have been like, dude, no. Still taste of pineapple.
I do like a good Hawaiian, but no, that was but that was totally different. So yeah, giardiniera and pepperoni, try it out. And Zaha, so Zaha, I was actually just looking at that.
So is he management? Because he went from
he management?
Like, so he went from talking about himself in a third person, and then he kind of went into talking about himself, and then he ended up with management. Like, is this man like 3 different people?
Well, I have a question for you. Yes, I love this. He's
talking about the other people talking about him, saying Zaha this, Zaha that. But we had the best. He's saying like other people are saying Zaha this, Zaha that.
But he ends up with management, though.
Yeah, he ends it with thanks, management. I think his management wrote this for him, but like dictated, not
he forgot.
Dictated, not written.
It could mean multiple things. It could mean management, like thanks that we're the managers and this is our message.
Yeah.
Or
blame management. Yeah.
Or this is his managing the situation, management of the situation.
Well, do you want to hear the most cringe part of this? Charlotte is in 4th on 19 points, and Cincy has 22 in 1st. Are you kidding me, Charlotte? This is embarrassing. Unless is Zaha super thin-skinned, and he's just freaking out because one fat guy on the internet yelled at him or something.
So you're telling me Zaha's the kind of player that when you're playing against him, you make fun of him a little bit. He's a walking red card right then and there.
I don't think so. But I mean, that's
valuable information for opponents.
I mean, you talk enough crap like, hey Zaha, I heard you suck on Nashville field. he loses it.
I read in your tweet that you said you sucked.
And your
What's up with that?
management.
Well, that's another dig to MLS.
Although
is
I like Zaha.
the AstroTurf. Yeah, Zaha is playing well. They're in fourth place.
Who
I don't
has
know what people
who
want.
still
fourth
has
place.
who still has AstroTurf?
Well, obviously Charlotte, but doesn't hella people? Because Seattle for sure. Atlanta, anybody playing in an NFL stadium, I'm sure. New England, Atlanta, Seattle.
Not Bears. Not the Bears.
You're right, not the Bears, but
Not the Bears. They're smarter than that.
my
I
gosh.
even
That's
you
a
know
rare
even the
thing to say.
NFL, even the NFL have said, you know, we kind of want to get away from turf because it poses an injury threat, and it's true.
it really does. And the guys hate playing on it. Every one of them that comes here complains about it. I don't know, man. I don't know enough of the situation because either one of two things is true. Zaha is either thin-skinned or this is incredibly embarrassing and cringe for Charlotte fans because you are in fourth. You are 3 points off the lead. What are you doing? Harassing your best player who has come to do incredible things. I remember his first game. He scores, and we were glazing.
Isn't he on loan too?
Pardon?
Isn't he on loan?
No, I think they signed him straight up.
I'll look it up.
I thought he was on loan because if he's on loan, he could at any given time he could say I don't want to play. Recall me for my loan type of situation. I thought he was on loan. I don't know why.
I mean, if he were, like you said, he could be recalled, but does he really want that? The idea was he was coming to. I mean, remember him sitting on the throne with the crown and the whole crowd going nuts?
Oh crap! He is on loan.
Oh.
Charlotte acquires forward Wilfried Zaha on loan from Galatasaray, and this was back in January of this year.
Yeah.
He's leaving. He's leaving at the end of the year. It says upcoming transfer January 17th, 2026. He will leave Charlotte and head back to Galatasaray.
That'll
be the end of the loan.
They might figure out a deal though.
Yeah, well, if you piss the guy off enough, he might not want to
Well, this could be the fans again.
And reading this, it sounds like he's been a little upset by the way the treatment of the fans. And for a fourth place team, and when he's the absolute reason why they are in fourth place, sorry to say, not even sorry to say, deal with it. Boom.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
A place that makes fun of their best players, right?
Yeah, you don't deserve them if you guys are going to keep doing this.
All right.
But I mean, we did this to Shaqiri.
I mean,
Yeah, well, it was deserved.
Yeah, I think so. Shaqiri didn't care. Now.
Yeah, think about it, because Shaqiri didn't take this team on his back to fourth place.
No, not at all. Now, I want to move on because we're talking about big time signings, and there might be a big time signing in name. I'm not sure in talent, but Paul Pogba to DC United. What do we think that's like possible?
That's happening? No
I
way.
mean, they're talking about it. It's not a done deal, but they're in the lead apparently.
That indicates to me that he is broken.
I mean, he's been sniffing around MLS for a hot minute. He's been going to games.
Do you think this is going to be like an Insigne situation, like similar to Toronto, if Pogba does sign with DC United?
No, because nobody in Europe's going to give him a chance, which means he cannot command the kind of money to like wreck a team. He might even be a TAM player.
And you said he's going to DC?
That's what the talk is. You know what? I take that back. He's probably a DP. He could command a big salary.
A low-end deep. Oh, yeah.
So you just brought up Insigne. So look at the MLS table. Toronto is in second to last place. They're on 7 points.
God, is Insigne even playing there anymore? Didn't they get rid of him, or is he still riding the bench?
He's still there.
Oh, jeez, they can't get out from under that, can they?
So if that's another situation like that, it's kind of sounds like Schweinsteiger, circa Chicago Fire 2018. You know, because like we all think, hey, we're getting a great name, we're getting Paul Pogba, we're getting Schweinsteiger, we're getting you name it, at one time super quality player. But we're getting them not even in the twilight of their career, but like on the denouement, which is in the story, right? The story goes initial climax is the tip, and then the denouement is the lowering action towards the end of the story.
Well, Paul Pogba is 32 years old. Now, I mean, he's got fresh legs. He hasn't played in 4 years.
Does he?
Yeah, more than fresh.
Is the athlete still there?
Like
Because
his suspension was only 18 months or something like that. It was supposed to be 4 years, but before that, didn't he like miss 2 full seasons out of 3 with like season-ending injuries and stuff? Like, I really feel like this dude has barely played a game of football in years.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be correct on that. And you know what? I mean, is he still healthy? And when I mean healthy, is he still like in shape type of situation, or
did the doping work? Like, did the doping work? That's really the question. I mean, like, because first of all, he doped for a reason. Why is he doping? Why do guys dope? Typically because there's an injury that they're trying to heal faster than it's able to heal.
Yep.
That's typically why. And then this he's trying to get back to DC. And once again, remember my alarm bells ringing at the beginning where I said DC, like what? He's joining a loser club? What the fuck's that about? It makes no fucking sense. So that indicates another fire alarm. It's like this guy's agent. He's like, who could I scam with this paper tiger I got here named Paul Pogba, who at one time was close to a world-class player and a FIFA World Cup champion.
He's a World Cup champion.
He's a World Cup champion.
That's exactly what his agent's gonna say. Hey, how would you like to sign a World Cup champion? You got Messi, now you got Pogba.
Now, but at 32, is he trying to resurrect his career, or is he trying to find one last place to have glory?
I think it's one last place. He hasn't hit the Jake the Snake Roberts situation. No, the rest.
Was he involved with France's last team?
No, because he last played in 2020. Well, yeah, because he last played in 2022. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was on the team, but I don't think he was getting
and he's not
he was playing amazing. That was the problem. He was playing. Jose wasn't playing him at Manchester, and then he played amazing for France, and then they played him, and he played like garbage for Manchester. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I'm an idiot. On the internet.
That sounds right.
So when he went back to England, he misses doping. Okay, I see what he did.
I mean, who knows? Like I said, look. He was signed for Juventus for 2 years and played 8 games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
so he was injury prone.
He got that way early on. Okay. Man, he looked like he was going to be an early legend.
Another alarm bell. DC United scout, if you're listening to me, DC GM, don't fucking sign this guy. Are you kidding
run
me?
Away.
Like,
somebody's
run the fuck away because
run away, man. Don't waste money.
This is TNT that you're going to waste money on. That's just going to blow up your team. And it's just gonna, and lead to you getting fired faster. You're like, oh, this is the only way I can save my job. Well, I'll tell you this. There's a better way you can save your job. Look in the Liga MX. Look somewhere else than freaking Paul Pogba. All right? There's other options. Man, there's an alternative. You don't have to go like there's that meme of Captain Jack and he's going on the ship and the ships are just about to sink and he's just stepping off onto a new thing. And you think you're doing that with Paul Pogba? It's not. No, there is no pier. The pier is not there. You're in the middle of the ocean, and that is sharks in the water.
No, this is the problem with the salary cap. Somebody's got to sign him because he would be the perfect signing for like a good team missing one midfielder piece to see if he could make it work.
Look, man, someone's blaming the salary cap because of another team's failures. All right, let's better correct myself. A former champion's failures to replicate the previous year. So that's what's going on.
So we're gonna bring this up now. Okay, LA Galaxy. We have to talk about 2 things. One is hilarious, and one is just sucks. LA Galaxy hasn't won a game. We are 10 games.
Time out. Let me set up your lead. Who was the worst team in MLS this year? Let me set up that question with another question. Who was the best team in MLS last year?
Miami.
Yeah, it was not the champion.
So it wasn't LA, but it is LA now. And it's also not just LA. Montreal. Montreal is also on 3 points with 0 wins. They have do they have an identical record to the LA Galaxy? An identical record to the LA Galaxy.
I did not know that.
And guess who has scored more goals? LA Galaxy or Montreal? Doop, doop, doop.
Montreal.
Montreal?
Incorrect.
Okay. Oof.
LA Galaxy has outscored them by double of what Montreal scored. Montreal has 4 total goals in 10 games. Meanwhile, LA Galaxy sitting on double, 8.
So you're telling me Hugo Kuipers almost has the...
Yep.
Ooh.
Well, so which means he also has more than Montreal.
Well, not only that, but like if he scores again,
holy shit!
If he scores again on Saturday, he's gonna have the double the amount. Oh wow, okay.
I know we're injecting the Hopeium right now, but I wanna get back to LA real quick.
Oh my God, the amount of strikers in MLS that have more goals than the entire team of the Montreal Impact. By the way, no striker has more goals than LA Galaxy.
Hold on, Club de Foot Montreal.
Club de Foot de Montreal, though. Let me count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4. Guys, put your guesses. How many MLS players have more goals, which is 4, more than 4, and have outscored the Montreal Impact? So, all right, I'll count this.
I'm going to say 14.
I was going to say like 15, 10 or 15.
10 or 15. What, you going to Prices Right me here?
Yeah, I'm going to. If Jaymes is still counting, it's more than 15 at this point.
Nah, he's slow.
Guys, so 18 at 5 goals.
Oh! What?
18 at 5 goals at 5 goals. And by the way, one of them is a former Chicago Fire, Georgi Mihailovic. And on top of that, I've gone down 18 names for the 5. There's still like over 10 players with 4 goals that have matched the Montreal Impact, including Luis Muriel, Choupo-Moting, Kelsey, Yaboa, Ojeda, Alva Santos, Carlos Gil, Hani Mukhtar, Saloy, Buanga from LAFC. Wait, Christian Ramirez, LA Galaxy. He has 4 goals. He has half the LA Galaxy goals. Christian Ramirez has half the LA Galaxy's goals. Mora on 4 goals, and that's the last of the 4. Let me finish off real quick the good names. Palisic, Mihailovic, Diego Rossi, Alate Lath, who, interesting, Benteke, Navarro, Oluwaseyi of Minnesota, Joveljic in Kansas City has 5 goals. Kansas City, their coach is fired. They still have more goals. Danke on 6. Oh my gosh, no freaking way, guys. You're here.
Brian Gutierrez. I don't think Brian Gutierrez got more goals than
Martinez. Joseph Martinez.
Oh,
he's back. He's back. He's on 6 goals.
Talk about the resurrection.
For Bruce Arena. 6 goals through 9 games for him. Sam Surridge on 6 goals. Arango. Brian White, by the way, player of the month for MLS.
We've already glazed Brian White.
Yeah. Martinez from New York City. Da Silva Ferreira from Cincinnati, all on 6, those names. And the 2 players on 7, oh my gosh. They've been mentioned in our podcast all year long, both of them.
Ty Baribo
yes!
and Hugo Kuipers.
Because Ty Baribo was sitting on 6 goals for the longest time.
Yeah, after 2 games, he had 6 goals.
He finally notched his 7th, and he's tied with Hugo Kuipers of the Chicago Fire FC. For the
who, by the way, has multi-game scores, not just 2 games and 2 hat-tricks and call it a day type of situation. Just want to make that clear.
All right, now hold on. You mentioned a team. You mentioned somebody from Minnesota. Who? Damn, Minnesota's in 4th. Dude, did you guys see that they signed Julian Gressel from Miami?
Tani Aluwasai.
You know what? I feel bad for that guy.
Gressel.
That guy went from. Yeah, he went from DC to Vancouver, from Vancouver to Miami, from Miami to, now to Minnesota. Like within,
he won a championship though.
He's been.
Yeah, he did.
The man cannot stay in the team longer than a year, basically.
Nah, he's like it's like with an MLS team. If you got a little extra money for a spot, you get him. You know what I mean?
You bring in Julian.
I'm surprised we didn't go after that guy.
Yeah,
but we have Barroso, who's really, kind of locked down the right back front. But
in theory, we were good on the wing.
Healthy.
But maybe instead of Zink, you go get him. But that goal from Zink from this weekend, look, I love that ticked off goal from this weekend from Zink.
Zinc is
we'll
Zinc is kind of the wild card in a good way, and I've been happy with him.
You know who Zinc reminds me of? He reminds me of what's his face? The guy that we sold to that French team.
Souquet?
Shemislav?
Oh no, Frankowski. Yeah. Frankowski.
Frankowski had pace to him. He had some speed.
Yeah, but Frankowski had a habit of like being inconsistent.
Oh yeah,
and that's exact. Yeah. Some games he'll like stay quiet, and other games he'll be like explosive.
Yeah, like but what is Zinc's quality? What is his thing? Because I don't think it's speed. He has a good soccer brain.
He's an all-around player. He's good with the ball at his feet.
Yes.
He can pass the ball. He can shoot. Yeah, he's all-around player.
He's a semi-good crosser.
Yeah, well, he's not.
I wouldn't call him a burner though. He's not a burner, but he's definitely.
I wouldn't say he's a great crosser. He's like a semi-good crosser.
I mean, he's got enough speed to not be slow, right? He's just not fast. All right, so before we take a break here and move on to European stuff, I want to mention one more thing because we always bring it up on this podcast because I think we all care about it. I care about it. I do. We apparently the LA Galaxy had to put out a statement. There was the chant happened in LA, which
it was what we suspected.
That's what I heard. I just seen it through the grapevine. I didn't.
Who are they playing against?
Well, that's
Portland.
Typically how we hear these things is we're not.
I'm just curious, who are they playing against? Like, and were they losing?
I think I'm pretty sure they lost. Portland is in second. What is happening in the world?
4-2 to Portland.
But
what has happened to MLS? I'll tell you guys. Go watch an upcoming episode. I put a little special episode out. It's not out yet about Bruce Arena and parody.
You heard
MLS
it here,
parody.
Folks. It's going to be its own episode.
It is.
I mentioned it earlier. Video. I said I haven't seen it yet, so I wasn't sure if it was going in the show. Anyway, so look out for that special episode. But no, back to something a little bit serious. We've said it time and time and time again. What the fuck? Like, what in the honest, like, why? I don't get it. It sucks. It's annoying. It only brings bullshit, and then it brings the dumbest people and it's just like, if that's what is that what everybody wants? Am I the crazy one?
No, but I'm starting to wonder about this. There's a different situation in the world which I'm not going to name and talk about, but it almost seems like it's just not going to happen there. This thing that needs to happen is just not going to happen, and it seems like with the chant, is it ever going to go away, or is it going to take years of this to kind of die out? And even after years, does those years somehow reinforce this weird, I don't want to call it a tradition, but like for them, for those fans who are utilizing it, that are wielding it, that are whipping this out and truly weaponizing it in a way. Think about the weaponization of like, you're in a stadium, right? And like, so like the organist wants you to sing a song and get some stuff going, but like, I don't know, this veers off into such a negativity world where like it's where all of us who are common sense about it, we're like, we're better than this. We're this is not necessary. Like, we're trying to have fun here. I don't see how this is fun. It's there's a point where mean can be fun, but there's a point where mean can be fun for kind of everybody. But that's a really, really, really very hard point to meet. And this chant does not meet it at all.
No, honestly speaking, to your point, like, will it ever go away? No, as long as human beings don't have a hive mind, there's always going to be people who are like, oh, I'm going to do the thing to be an asshole. That is the whole actual
Sometimes
point.
That's fun. So,
well,
I was just talking about that. There's an edge where
when you're
being an asshole is fun. But when you're doing that.
Exactly. And it's so, you know what's, the only way it goes away is when it becomes so lame. Like, just lame. Like, if I Show Speed was just clowning on people who did that every day on his stream for a year, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, would just always take digs, it would stop. I know that sounds dumb, but as long as being an asshole is cool, people are going to be assholes.
Okay, being an asshole is cool, and being an asshole is great, but being despicable is different. And yeah, so I don't know. And like that's the thing. It's just like, come on. There's kids in the stadium. Aren't we trying to set a as an adult?
No,
aren't you trying to set like a
fuck kids? I hate.
I mean,
point.
I'm still gonna have a few. I'm gonna have some drinks in the stadium. I'm gonna make an ass of myself. I'm gonna shout. I'm gonna holler. I'm gonna annoy some people. But gosh darn it, and I'm gonna swear, unfortunately. But at the same time, I'm not trying to, destroy some little kids' like idea of the game. Like you remember being a little kid going to the sports games with your family, and I don't ever remember a negative like saw some guy swear and it was like a negative. Like if you heard a swear and you're a little kid, you're like, oh, and you're like, it's the greatest. It's like you heard it in the wild. But this is not a swear. This is like something else.
99% of the time when someone swears at the stadium or swears swears at the field or whatever, it's kind of funny sometimes because it's mostly funny,
because it's letting off a steam in a certain way. But this is
there's a difference between your 10-year-old hearing a guy stand up and be like, "Hey ref, get off your knees, you're blowing the game." And then fucking something that's hateful. Like that's two completely separate things. And like one is like whatever, they're 10, who cares? And the other one is like fucking stop it, you guys suck. And I guess I don't know, man. I guess we've talked this to death. So
I got some more. I got a little tiny bit more to say. And my point will be, I guess my point is this: I'm a free speech absolutist. Like they can say what they want to say at the end of the day, right? But at the same time, I don't gotta hear it. And I don't have to deal with it. And if I don't want to deal with it, that's a big problem. That type of mentality, that is going to be a big problem for LA Galaxy, and they're going to have to solve it because there are fans out there who are going to be like, man, I don't want to deal with this. You know what?
When is MLS going to throw the hammer? When is MLS going to say, you know what, it's enough. You're going to play the next 2 games in an empty stadium.
Has there ever been a closed-door game in MLS? I do not believe so.
I
don't think so either.
It's happened around the world. It's happened in Italy. It's happened in Mexico. It's happened elsewhere.
It has. It needs to happen.
That's the COVID times, guys.
Well, but that's a completely different issue.
But that's a completely
different. That's not a closed-door game.
That's not a punishment, which is against the Geneva Convention, the group punishment. But still, it works in soccer.
All right.
Anyway, all right. So speaking of the Geneva Convention, we're going to be going over to Europe in the next segment. So everybody stay tuned, like, and all that good stuff.
Help us hit our goal of 500 subscribers.
Excellent. Welcome back, fellow enemies of the fire. We are here to explore the great mystical land of Europe. Gentlemen.
Full of magical elves.
I mean, who knows
little tiny hobbitses?
Anyway, gentlemen, did you see the news that Liverpool has wrapped up the Premier League?
Congrats to them. And with, guess who's the coach, chat? Put it in the comments below if you know.
I don't know his name.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Year 1.
It was a nobody, basically.
Yeah, with like the sixth biggest wage bill, right? Or they're not at the top 4. And
so you're telling me this guy beat out freaking Guardiola?
Yeah.
And Arteta.
I mean,
and Arteta.
And Arteta. Yeah, I was saying, and Arteta.
God, don't get me started with.
His name is Arend. By the way, I'm putting it in. Hopefully you've already tapped in your little answers there, everybody. You will be getting a grade. Arend Martin Arne Slot is his name. He's a Dutch professional football manager of Liverpool.
Damn.
So how do we feel about this? I'm okay with this. I'm you know me. I'm very much a hater.
This could possibly be like a Mourinho version 2 situation.
This very much feels like that.
He doesn't have hair.
That weird Chelsea win when everybody in the Premier League was bad. Like
Mourinho's got good hair. This guy has no hair.
This guy has no hair. No,
So he's the not so special one.
The twist is he's been bald the whole time. Anyway,
But he fills the night. But think about this: Arne Slot goes in and fills in the slot that Klopp left. And honestly, I think Klopp left him a beautifully set table. Klopp probably left him a pretty darn good set table that he walks into this tight run ship. All right, you know what? I think I just got to tighten up a little bit over here. Let's just make sure Salah's happy. Let's tighten up a little bit over here. And all right, let's go at this. Let's see what it goes. And I don't know if he tweaked or really did too much to change Klopp's system, and maybe just with his few little touches, few little enhancements, tweaked it and has brought his own version of the Gangan pressing, so to speak, and gotten the most out of this club. Like into an astounding way, to the point where Pep Guardiola is blown away, where Pep Guardiola has all the tools, all the money, and all the pundits soaking his forking cork. Just soaking his cork, saying he's the best fucking manager. I love Pep. Pep is a great top 5 manager. However,
guess who's number 3?
Manager-wise or an EPL?
Who? Number 3. Oh yes, number 3 is wild.
Oh my God.
Yes, but Nottingham dropped to 6.
Yes, yeah. Nottingham dropped.
But
how are Man City not firing Pep Guardiola?
Well, I think he's done. He's done. He said he's gonna. This is the last year.
Now, I will not pretend to have watched the Premier League this season. I just really was not plugged in. But Erling Haaland obviously didn't do unreal human things like he did last season. It's just you can't win every game all the time, man. And I don't know. Like this Liverpool team, it's good, right? Like they wrapped it up early, but it doesn't feel like. Like I don't feel like we're gonna look back at this season in the history books and be like these teams were good.
Oh my God, yeah.
It just doesn't feel
these
like
teams were
that.
special.
Like you got Manchester United trying to fight relegation.
Yeah, Manchester United and Tottenham safe. Thankfully they're safe. They don't have to worry.
Guys, so Jose's 62. Pep is 54.
Okay.
Pep's got a good decade left. Looking at Jose, Pep's got a good decade left. Maybe he takes a break. Maybe he takes a year off. Maybe he goes into international coaching like Pochettino. I
think that's the next gig.
I don't see. Here's the thing. I don't see Spain as a challenge. If he goes to coach Spain, I don't see it as a challenge.
No, where he needs.
They do got that.
I know where he needs to go.
Well, where does he need to go?
Where's the challenge for Pep Guardiola? Does he take over Pochettino for Pochettino?
Oh, that would get me all horned up.
Would that not get you just instantly raging?
I'm all for it if he takes after Pochettino.
Hey, they talking Pochettino might bounce for Tottenham, although it's like the biggest buyout in soccer history, though, if he does.
Look, man, I'm just all I'm saying is that Newcastle
got Jurgen Klopp money at that point. Then
you're not wrong.
And then guess who's available? Jurgen Klopp, the name I just said, because he's not coaching anybody.
He doesn't want to coach though. He didn't want to coach the U.S. men's national team though.
At the time.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm still blown away that Newcastle's at 3rd place. Like they have actually become competitive again.
I mean, money will always do things apparently.
Here's the thing. It's not just money. However, it is a little bit of money because you know who's not spending money or spending it poorly? It's not spending wisely. Man, you. Spending your money wisely.
Aren't they trying to sell that team already? Like I've been hearing that they're back and forth.
Wait, that their lovely new owner,
Wait, did the Glazers sell?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did they sell? Because they were trying to sell.
Man, United. I'll look it up.
Oh yeah, they're now owned by like Saudi money, I think now.
Or is it like a show company?
Who cares, man? It's the Premier League.
That's the other thing. I'm starting to say, who cares? After Roman Abramovich left, who cares? Like that was a fun owner. That's like the one owner. Like Roman Abramovich was a fun owner, and like where are these fun owners? Point out to me another fun owner in the soccer world. That guy was so loopy and zany, but also,
what's his name? Dan
sometimes
Tan?
Genius.
What was the guy's
Who?
name? Dan Tan or Land? Oh man, the
What team
Are
did
you
he
talking
own?
about the banana ball guy
No,
from?
I think he was from Singapore.
Georgia?
God, what was his name? It
What
wasn't
team did he own?
Long Tan, was it? Oh my god, I can't remember. But anyway,
Was
I'll
it-
say this: not only like we will take aside other issues of why I don't think Roman was very fun, but just you're telling me the funnest owner was the guy who made sure 1-0 was the way that every game ended in the history of time?
And how many seasons did he do that, though? How many seasons did he deal with that, though? Come on. He fired Jose twice.
The three Joses, yeah. The split three-peat,
You know
right?
what? I'm actually confused. I'm a little hazy with the whole ownership of Chelsea here because the man literally got banned from owning Chelsea.
Yeah, he sold
And
it,
he
though. Yeah, somebody bought
sold-
Chelsea. That's partially why they're so stupid.
Oh, I thought he put it on a trust or some crap or something.
No. So anyway, I want to move on. Like,
All right.
Leicester is moving on from the Premier League.
Yeah,
They have been
bottom.
relegated yet again.
Oh, no.
Guess who they're facing next year, though?
Champions of 2012.
Oh, we'll get the next team we're talking about will be facing. Oh, not the next, but so Wrexham promoted again. But before we get to Wrexham, Jamie Vardy is leaving Leicester City.
Oh,
Don't
Now-
you put that hate on us.
Selfishly, Tom Barlow is our backup striker. I like the idea of a Jamie Vardy coming off the bench for the Chicago Fire.
fuck
Very
the
selfish.
bench. He starts, dude. He
Not over
starts in
Hugo.
MLS.
Are you, dude? He's 38 or 39
Dude,
years
he
old.
starts over every other fucking bum on this team.
Look, man, we already got enough old people on our team.
I want
Jamie.
Jamie Vardy's
you
my
put
Is
him
it
out
just
the wing.
me? Is it just me, or the defense just gets worse when Omar Gonzalez plays?
No, the defense is just abysmal. If you want to talk about this just for one
we'll talk
second,
about-
this is the biggest problem with the Chicago Fire. It's the defense.
right? It is, but
They're scoring goals at a clip
We've
of
been
2 goals a
calling
game.
it. We've been calling them Swiss cheese defense.
but
man.
how do you fix
Every
it?
time.
Well, hold on. We're gonna get to the Fire. We're gonna get to the
All right.
Fire. So
All
wait,
right.
neither of you are excited by Jamie Vardy at 49
Yes.
years old.
I
57?
am. I told you, I love the guy.
Okay, I'm a big Jamie
He-
Vardy guy personally.
38, still fast as fuck.
Yes.
And faster than zinc. And guess what kills? Speed! Speed kills.
I want him coming
Damn,
off the
Jimmy.
bench as the second striker. Let's keep him
I
healthy.
love
Keep him
He-
happy.
he's not gonna take a TAM deal. He wants
Yeah,
DP
okay.
money.
If you think Jamie Vardy, championship, are you talking EPL champion? Jamie Vardy's going to come off the bench of the
Yes.
Chicago Fire
Yes,
in MLS in a league that doesn't matter with fans who don't care and soccer people who don't pay attention? No, ain't going to happen. He will start. That is the only way he comes.
I completely disagree. I think Jamie Vardy's up for anything.
He
All right.
probably should be a sub at this point, which is to your point. Maybe he's 38 years old. He is a bit long in the tooth. I mean,
He's very long in the tooth. Now,
Mhm.
again, quick transition here.
Okay.
More selfishness. Leeds promoted to the Premier League. Now,
Leeds United.
yes, the very same. Now,
That
is
leads.
Brenden Aaronson in the plans? Because he played amazingly in the championship, or does like Leeds look to like loan him back to the championship? And like, is the championship Brenden Aaronson's level, or because we did see Brenden Aaronson have a 5-week
Them-
period of balling out of control in the Premier League?
They might keep him.
They're gonna keep him. You think they're gonna keep him?
I don't know. Let me do a little math here. Is he injured?
I mean, how much
He
can
coming back
Leeds
from injury?
buy?
No, he said he had a
gets-
really good year this year in the championship.
Okay, if he had a really good year, he gets subbed out an awful lot.
I mean, why not? It's a
He's got subbed out at least the last 4 games in a row. He has been subbed out 5 games in a row. Every game I've clicked on, he has been subbed out. That's an indicator. But I mean, you get 5 subs, and maybe Brenden Aaronson's running himself stupid.
I think
And,
that's
you know-
the plan. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
the
and that's
point
part
of
of
him.
the plan. And maybe maybe he fills a big role for them. And the only way they do replace him is if they go and get a bigger and better player. But here's the thing: it's not necessarily great business to do that because you already have a Brenden Aaronson who helped propel you to be able to win the championship with him starting. And if he's good enough against these championship players, he'll be good enough against quite a few of the EPL players. Now, you take that money elsewhere, invest in a different spot. So yes, Brenden Aaronson will very, very likely be there if they're a business run team. If they're a decent business run team, they keep Brenden Aaronson.
Well, you remember the last time they were in the Premier League, he started out really well, extremely struggled the rest of the season. Then they loaned him out.
What's that, Toke? You just said that they have a Premier League player already on their team?
They do. Yeah, you're
with
not
Premier
wrong.
League experience? What? And he's getting a second chance to go round after dominating inferior competition? What? Hoot.
You don't always get that second chance. Now,
True. Speaking
of second chances, coming
Sword
back
and stone.
from the grave, rising from the ashes, all that shit. Wrexham is back, baby, to the championship.
Go
DPG, get us in trouble.
All right, so like I said, I'm happy for them, but I feel there's a competitive drop when you go from the championship to League One. So,
I mean, yes, it's a lower league.
It's but obviously a considerable drop, a considerable drop. Now, can you see Wrexham with the current players they have? Can you see them actually compete in the championship?
No. Well, this team, they'd be safe. They're not getting relegated, right? But they're going to make signings because what? Stephen Fletcher can't do this much longer, right? He's got to be 90 at this point. No, I'm kidding. But no, like seriously,
the striker.
Yeah, they'll find another veteran like that. They make moves.
Okay.
They'll look different. Now, the question is, can they actually get promoted? I don't think it's a question. I don't think they're going to be fighting off or starving off relegation, right? I don't see them struggling in the championship like that. But we have talked about it. This is a place you can get stuck in the muck. When Millwall has been there for quite some time, Norwich keeps coming back.
But little train that could.
I don't know, man. I'm excited to see what the plan is. Like you said, their team is set up, but they need help. They need more reinforcements for the championship, and they're going to spend money. So it's just let's see what they're going to do. Now, they did not spend the most money in League One, so the budget's balloon in the championship.
That's what I'm saying. It gets more competitive.
Questions.
There's a higher quality of players in the championship. Go ahead.
Questions. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney of It's Always Sunny, and Ryan Reynolds of Deadpool and Van Wilder fame, purchased this team for the righteous sum of $2.5 million. They're currently valued as is at $100 million. What is the EPL average value?
Well, no, their brand. See, you're looking at that as an American.
The average market value of a Premier League team is $21.8 million. Market value. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. I am looking for what.
Oh, you're looking for the salaries. Okay.
Team. No. Because they're valuing.
Well, yeah, Wrexham is popular, man. They're selling, merchandise everywhere. They're selling out everywhere they go.
Wrexham is so popular that they're gonna run into a wall called Sunderland.
Okay, this is what I was looking for because Atlanta United is worth just a hair under. It's valued at just a hair under $1 billion. Atlanta United.
We're gonna see a Wrexham
I would
versus
say
Sunderland.
Wrexham, in my eyes, is worth way more, or its potential is worth way more than Atlanta United, which is valued at a fraction of a hair under $1 billion at $0.900 million. Wrexham is. You called this in a past episode, DPG. There is no way Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney are not selling this club to somebody. They have
That's
to.
what I said.
They have to. First off, right now, the value of it since 2021 when they purchased it has gone up 3,900%. 3,900%.
Well,
That's
here's the reason why I say that.
To 100 million. Now, I just talked to you about some of these clubs that we're talking about that are going to be worth $1 billion. Wrexham, to me, is way more history than Atlanta United and will long-term be worth more. This 100 million is not what this club is worth. When they sell this team, it has to be for at least $500 million, $500 million, if not a full $1 billion. And that is where I see them potentially selling that team.
Well,
because the person who buys the team has to still make money off of them and make them into a $2-3 billion team.
So here's the thing. And this is why I meant where the championship, there's like a big drop off between the championship and League One. Because everybody in the championship, especially if you have these rich owners, these princes and oil tycoons, if they have teams in the championship, you bet your ass they're going to be dumping money because they all want to get that coveted Premier League spot because they know what happens next, right? So, and this is why I said there's a huge drop off between championship and League One. You're going from League One to going to the championship where you're literally playing against fucking sharks, right?
Well, and but are they not sharks themselves?
They're not sharks. They are not sharks. If they were sharks,
fish though either.
They're not koi fish, but if they were sharks, if there were sharks, they would have taken off the League One like Birmingham did, like just fucking run with it. But they're going to go in the championship, and they're going to be facing. You're going to be facing all those other teams that got relegated from the Premier League that want to make a comeback. You're going to be facing Norwich. You're going to be facing fucking who's in the championship right now?
Well, Leicester's gone down.
Leicester's gone down. So you have Sheffield. So and keep in mind these are teams that are still in the playoff run. You got Sheffield United. You got freaking Sunderland. That's going to be a cool matchup. Bristol City, Coventry City, Millwall, Blackburn Rovers, Middlesbrough, West Brom Albion, or WBA, whatever you call it. Swansea.
Oh, God, that's another one that got lost in the muck.
Okay, Sheffield Wednesday, Watford, Norwich City, QPR, Portsmouth, Oxford United, Stoke City. That's Stoke City.
Oh, I hope. Oh, God, I hope Derby they don't County, become some of those.
Preston, North End, Luton Town, and Hull City, Plymouth Argyle, and Cardiff City. They're going down to League One. So. Right then and there, you got a lot of teams, like you said, that are just floating in there that never get relegated or get promoted. Every once in a while they do. But you're basically you're going to be playing against fucking sharks. All right? That's my take on this. That's if anybody is expecting Wrexham.
We got to get out of here, but I want to mention this. Remember, the fans own the team. There may or may not be a length of time associated with their contract to own the team, or there may be a clause that the fans have to approve of a deal. So we don't know that. But the other thing is they could also take this evaluation and sell off 20% of the club and get liquefied and spend all that liquid money and, you know what I mean, get up to the Premier League. But
Ryan Reynolds has enough money. Like, this man has fucking tequila money. All right? He has cell phone money.
He's got cell phone money.
Yeah. So, like, he's basically in the same league almost, and I think he's worth at over $1 billion or $1 billion.
That's where DPG, he might not sell because he might have the funds to help them compete with some of these people.
Now, the other guy, I'm not so sure. I don't.
You mean the luckiest man on planet Earth? Yeah, that guy.
That guy like he might get bought out. I don't know.
No,
Maybe not.
He's so the connection to the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm hoping. He's gonna stick around. But what I'm saying is, right now in the championship, this is where you start shopping for top tier players. You start shopping for Premier League, almost Premier League or Premier League caliber players.
Yeah, you need some. You know what I mean? You need some Premier League players. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm all right. He's not a billionaire. He might not be able to even hang it with MLS.
Well, MLS is overinflated because it's a closed system and it's in America. So the values are like the valuation for the clubs are massively overinflated, and it's just it's just more schemes and shit. And anyway,
by the way, before we just move on, just 1 second here. I'm looking at the 3 teams moving up to EPL. They're no strangers. They're no strangers to the EPL. If you played FIFA, especially, you know this. Leeds United, Burnley, and Sheffield United. The guys
Sheffield,
with
no.
We still need the
playoff spot.
We still need the playoffs, but yes, Burnley and Leeds are up.
Sheffield, Sunderland, Bristol City, and Coventry are going to be playing in the playoff system.
I'm rooting for Sunderland right now.
Me too.
Just because I want to see. You know what? They're the Cubs of the freaking championship.
I want to see a season 4 of Sunderland till I die.
Yeah, they're the Cubs of the championship.
I want to see that.
Or the EPL.
I want to see that. I want to see them all excited. Oh my God, we're back in the game. We're back in the show.
All right, Coventry, let's ruin everything.
Like I said.
I love Coventry. What a great team I would like to pick sometimes.
The Premier League is equivalent to MLB. It is the show.
Holy shit, Coventry.
We're not looking up Coventry. Listen, we're gonna wrap this segment up. Coventry till I die. Now,
come up.
When we come back, we are gonna talk about the Chicago Fire. So I don't really know how the tone is gonna be. We may, it may be dour. Who knows? Anyway, James, what are we trying to do? What are they gonna help us do?
Let's go and help us hit our goal of 500 subscribers by hitting that subscribe button, kicking that like button, punt it, and we'll see you guys right back here on Enemies of the Fire.
Welcome back, fellow Enemies of the Fire. We are here to speak about the Chicago Fire. I didn't wear black. There's no funeral procession. But boy, was it ugly. Gentlemen, how are we feeling right now about this team after this past loss?
It still feels like Frank Lopez is still coaching this team.
It's getting tough, guys. Just a little tough lately. There's been some struggles, certainly, with Chicago Fire. Am I worried? Not yet. I'm not hitting the panic alarm, but 7-2? Good Lord!
7-2.
Good Lord!
I was burying that lead.
That's like a 1997 MLS score.
I'm not hitting the panic button, but I am lifting up the lid just in case. I gotta slam my hand down.
We made a guy look like R9 scoring 4 goals, and DPG, shout out to DPG's boy, Andy Najar, with the 3 assists on the day.
Let me say something. To you, Mean Gene. Here's the thing. I recall a year ago, I'm like, boy, Andy Najar is a free agent. The Fire should sign him. And there was some idiot.
Say that!
Oh, man, you just went mute right there, James. I don't know what you said.
You clipped. We didn't even hear you.
I remember him saying this.
Yeah.
I remember you calling this out.
So I said it on here and I said it on the podcast. I said it on Discord in the Fire chat. And then someone was like, why are we going to sign him? He's so injury prone. Did he look injury prone last Saturday? Because the guy looked like he's having a revival of a career right now. So
you called that.
Shout out to that guy. And you know what, man? When I'm right, I'm right. But fuck, I didn't want to be right.
You didn't want to be right about that night. No, dude. So obviously everything went wrong in a 7-2 loss. But dude, that first penalty, I'm gonna complain about. That was soft as shit because Elliott stops his kick. Like, he literally could not physically do anything else to not touch the guy, and the guy flopped.
I think there should be some sort of they need to revise a penalty rule. Like, if you're already in motion to kick the ball away and some idiot wants to throw themselves in front of it just because, they want to be the first one that gets the ball, like, the human body's not going to stop on a dime after you're putting motion in it.
No, exactly. It was so soft.
Either way, like, Elliott should know better than to swing his leg that wide. I can't see what that
Nothing.
says.
You'll see.
All right, but either way, like, that game pissed me off. Like, I think
Yes.
After the third, fourth goal, I think I turned off the game. I'm like, yeah, this is getting stupid.
Good move.
now.
Good move.
No, the game moved from the. I was visiting my parents, and my dad, God bless him, he was like, "Oh my God, the girls are on TV. Let's watch them." So we started watching the Red Stars, and they go down 1-0. And
they are more attractive looking.
They're just so inept. They were so terrible. I was like, all right, the fire's on. Let's watch this. Then it got to be about 4-0, and he's like, let's go back to the ladies' game. And I was like, yeah. So I turned the fire game on my phone and just listened to it because I just punished myself. So the whole time I'm talking to family, it's just like, here's a goal.
You know what? It's not a good look. Like we're talking about Greg Berhalter losing against his protege.
It was against BJ.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the worst part is that now who was really the mastermind? For all those wins.
BJ, the puppet master.
Yeah. Was he? It's like you think about like Mourinho was like an assistant coach on a Porto team that won. You think about everybody that was an assistant that became good head coaches.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
Jurgen Klinsmann was one and a good example. The guy that was his assistant coach, who was he?
Joachim Löw.
Who was that? Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong. So, question. Did BJ outcoach Greg, or is the gulf of talent that big between Chicago and Nashville?
So both.
Two things.
He got outcoached. Yeah, go ahead, James.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
He got outcoached, and the quality of players is so much better.
I think it's specifically in the defense area. I feel like our forwards are quality. We produced 2 goals. 2 goals is enough to win an MLS fucking game.
Yeah,
Giving up 7 is not.
Well, I mean, let's run down the list of problems. First and foremost, 1A, injuries. Barroso is hurt. Turan is hurt. Gutman's backup is hurt, and I know Gutman.
Right. Turan, as sad as it sounds, our best defender. Sorry, Elliot.
Yes.
Barroso, our best man on the back line, and our most dangerous player on the team. Barroso.
Turan is like, I don't even like to say he's the best offender. It's not saying a lot because I have no hope for Turan.
No,
like Turan,
I was talked off the ledge on Jack Elliott. I was kind of calling him a bust, but I'll say this: he is nothing of what we wanted him to be and expected him to be. And so like when it looked like we had the potential of Turan, the skill of Elliott, and then the also stability of Sam Rogers. We had this old veteran in Omar Gonzalez. We thought we were set, and now we are not set. It's not.
I don't
funny.
think we ever thought we were set.
You need to get.
Us three, and if you go check our past podcasts, I know we weren't set. We always were pointing at the center backs. We're like, this is the area that concerns us. We're like, we're like Jiminy Glick. We're like, I love the forwards. But this right here is where we're concerned.
At this point, you need it's almost hard not to say that you need to get a DP center back, unfortunately. Because
it feels like that, DPG. That's a waste of dough, though.
So seriously, you guys feel like we need to spend the DP spot in the summer on a defender?
I don't, but it feels like it makes sense for
we need to get another. We need to get another midfielder, man. Like,
well, we need another.
Where are we gonna put him?
You're starting Pineda.
Yeah, dude.
Well, because Acosta's hurt.
Acosta sucks.
Well, hold on. I think Acosta has not played well this year, and I think before we all jump down his throat, I think if
he stopped playing well last season, in the middle of last season,
guess what? That he learned those habits under Frank Clovis, and the habits aren't going away, people.
I think it's more of a nagging injury that continually makes him feel uncomfortable than it is that he's fallen off.
Then you know what? Then he needs to get surgery. He needs to get off the roster for the rest of the year and recuperate if that's the case. Because you're not doing anybody.
Like, we're already so thin. You just said we're playing Pineda.
Yeah,
and like DJ should be
part.
on fire too. At this point, I agree with you guys. DJ is not to the level. Let's get this kid some playing time at Fire too.
Wait, DJ.
Davinia or Devon.
Whoa, that $5 million signing.
Yeah, the guy we were all jacked up about. Yeah,
the $5 million signing you're telling me needs to go to MLS 2. MLS 2 guys. Okay, so there's definitely quality in MLS 2. I don't want to denigrate it, but if you're getting sent to MLS 2 and you were just purchased for $5 million, that's a massive bust.
It could be, but you're buying
a massive bust.
But you're buying you're buying potential. So you let him fucking get the minutes he needs, he might fulfill.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Potential.
It's you wanna like freaking grow talent. Like when we signed Bamba, he was just kind of like a plug and play situation. He was good right off the bat.
Yes.
This guy,
and we just took him out of a promotion relegation. Yeah.
I saw him play. I was there, and I seen this man give away so many balls. Like he couldn't get passes together. He was just giving away balls. The last home game that the Fire had, not the Miami one. I literally saw the man give away a pass that led to the team scoring a goal. That let Cincinnati score a goal.
He did. That did happen.
I honestly think he's hot garbage. Like honestly, he got overhyped by his agent. They probably showed,
the good tapes.
They show Stevens.
Hey, Bob, bring out the good tape.
They probably showed our player recruiter Michael Stevens, like, hey Mike, check out this tape of this guy I seen on YouTube. So
he's tall as fuck.
Yeah, it's like that's all he has. It's tall. That's it, because he can't do much with the ball.
What the fuck is this tall guy seeing? Like, he's tall. He's supposed to like be a tree. Your tree's got height. Height sees over.
Like the man can literally look at the ball. The man can literally look at the ball and look across the field.
Yeah.
Like,
so there might be bigger indications. Maybe there's bigger problems. Maybe there's some sort of maybe something happened where he just wasn't locked in for some reason. Maybe there's still potential there, but this is already. I mean, like. This is a $5 million alarming bust.
Well, don't
point
forget, it was still only 2019 when a prominent European player came to league and thought he could just smoke cigarettes and fucking chill. So, like, the perception, he might have thought he could come here and do, huh? Oh, Higuain.
Oh yeah.
Remember, he was like, "Yeah, I thought I could just come and smoke."
But we've had all sorts of characters, bro. We have players that go in the city and dabble with some of the white candy type of situation.
Right. Well,
wait, Higuain was smoking.
Yeah, come on.
Cigs?
Yes.
Like that's like Bobby Hull and Stan Mikita.
That's
Mark
like
Grace style, bro.
Mark Grace smoking in the clubhouse.
That's great. As a Chicago sports fan, I love it.
All right. So
here's the thing.
I have a question for you guys, but before I mention this question, I do have to say, instead of going to the absolute black hole of goal-giving up craziness that is Omar Gonzalez, we let a 16-year-old stumble onto the field. So Chris Cups got his first minutes. Now,
it wasn't that bad.
I mean, anything could have been not bad. As long as you don't give up a penalty, you looked okay. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing.
He held the line after the 7th goal. So
guys, here's the thing. After that game, cuts have to be made. Cuts.
You would think that
cuts have to be made.
You know what? You would think that Greg would actually take a look at that roster and be like, you know what? There's some guys that need to go to Fire too.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure he thinks that. Now he's not totally stupid. Now that brought me to.
I'm gonna look at this lineup. Kuipers, Bamba, Guti, Zinkernavel. I don't have to cut any of those. Guess what? They scored 2 goals. They did
their job. But you know what? One big thing that was mentioned, and I kind of was afraid that this will happen, that Guti is beginning to kind of drift away.
Already? Like, we called it?
We called it. Like, we're like, hey, if Guti cannot play consistent, sell his ass because he is not doing anything. And he has not done anything the past few games. Like he's already
sell his ass after the first game of the season. That's what you should do.
Because he's already kind of like drifting away. He's he's just another name on the starting lineup.
Here's the thing. He's not doing that. He's getting guys. He's getting overpowered regularly. The kid's a spindly, not strong, skinny, small kid, and that works sometimes. But Messi's a fucking bull. Like Cristiano Ronaldo couldn't lasso
as bullish.
Exactly. I mean, you develop that, but Guti ain't developing it. He's not developing it.
Let me ask you guys this: would you want a Lucho Acosta type player instead of Guti on the midfield?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like 6 times the player that Guti is. Think about that.
What's the point of keeping Guti this long? Let's just sell him.
You just pointed it out. There's no point in keeping Guti even this season. There's no point. So you have a homegrown, but the homegrown is in a position that you need a great player, and you have not even a good player.
How is Guti supposed to play well behind
Guti's decent.
Pineda behind him? Like, dude.
Yeah, you're right. Pineda, Acosta. Here's the thing, though. That's where the problems erupted. The backfield, Pineda, reliance on him, and as I've been calling out every single podcast and had to apologize before because he scored a couple goals. Gutman is such a weak link. It's freaking wild. And the crazy thing,
bro, you know what, man? You know who plays
even a weaker link than Glasgow somehow. Glasgow's turned into a right back.
You know who plays better than Pineda is like Sam Williams, bro.
Oregel should have been on the field.
I don't even want Oregel, man, because Oregel's a back passer, bro.
Dude, Oregel's been one of the best players on the team this season.
Bro, he's a back passer. I was watching that game against Cincinnati, bro.
Yes.
And the man kept like the fire were in attack, and he just stops and back passes it.
Dude, listen.
Oh my God, DPG, I think you're
is
onto
the future.
Something.
I'm sorry to tell you this.
No, DPG might be onto something.
He is a back passer.
Somebody was talking about watching a recent player on and basically is like, why is this player? The player got great metrics, but all they did was back pass. They were talking about Sergio Royal, is what I'm realizing now, and you just revealed it. Like,
yeah, the thing is,
if
you're supposed to be a midfield and your team's attacking, you don't look back. You look forward. You look to see what's the next available pass up front, and you try to get placed. Let me stop.
Hold on. Do you know who coaches this team? No.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
In Berhalter ball, you stop and you turn around and you back pass.
That might be why we thought Sergio Oregel was so good, because he fits into Berhalter ball.
He does exactly what Berhalter wants him to do. Slow that shit down. No.
Play out of the back and go back.
I think this is why I have hopes that Berhalter knows how to fucking coach this team. But at the same time, like, I can't see this man try to sign an explosive midfielder that's a playmaker that can actually, run a fast play, because he will just hold them. He will just hold them back.
I think you don't.
Has he ever coached one?
I don't think you sign an explosive midfielder. You sign KDB, and your midfield is Oregel, KDB, and Guti. Guti and KDB would play very well off of each other.
Berhalter has coached.
Yeah, but if Guti's not doing anything, if he's just be like disappearing, then why keep him? Like, he's just gonna get in the way of.
Guti didn't get on the score. So I'll say this. One thing, I feel like for large swaths of the Cincinnati game, we looked the better team. At no point during the Nashville game did we look the better team. Things are starting to fall apart a bit, and yes, there is the injuries. We are very cognizant of that. So, like, what's the real problem? Is it Greg the GM, Greg the coach, the injury problem? Just whose fault is this?
God,
everybody's.
I just no. I just figured out who is a big problem, and it's the man we were just talking about. I'm sorry. Do you know how many assists Brian Gutierrez has? By the way, as the linchpin of the attack of our 2-goal game attack. He's supposed to be, the distributor. He's the man in the middle. Do you know how many assists he has?
How many games have he played?
He's played 10. Well, let me double check that. No, 6 games played. 6 games played.
I say he has 1 assist.
DBG?
Yeah.
He is 0. He is 0.
Oh.
He is 0. This is a damning stat right now, in my opinion, because when we think Brian Gutierrez, I think like, okay, he could score the occasional goal, but he's distributing. His purpose is to do a little magic, create a little space, and distribute that ball, help create a goal, because the dude doesn't score a lot. Like, he doesn't.
Like, I seen some of those
scores, but he doesn't score a lot.
I seen some of those rebounds. I seen some of those rebounds outside the area. He freaking skies that ball, man. Like, I'm like, oh, don't shoot, Brian. Just find a pass.
So he is tied for third on the team, is second on the team with goals. He's got 3 goals. Zinkernagel also has 3 goals. They're the only 2 players right behind Kuipers. By the way, Gutman, plus player, or a plus player on offense, minus player on defense.
Yeah, his defense, I feel like, has just gotten worse. I feel like he was better.
It's been bad. No, it hasn't gotten worse. It's always been this bad. That's what I've been talking about since the beginning of the season. Like, the teams are picking on him for a reason, and you see it. You just see these gaps, these decisions, these inability to tackle, and it's shocking to me where they're choosing to pick on him over Omari, tiny fucking little Glasgow.
Or Barroso, man. Like, you don't see nobody trying to come.
No,
you don't see nobody trying to step up.
Barroso's A1. Barroso is about as blue chip. If there's blue chips, like draft picks in this league, Barroso's a blue chip draft.
Yeah, you don't see teams trying to go up on that Barroso lane.
No.
No, they're like, no.
But Barroso played 2 games? Like, he's barely played.
That's another point.
Same thing with Kwame. When he finally comes back, it'll feel like we signed a midfielder.
4 games for Barroso. 4 out of 10.
That's kind of sucks.
Guess how many games your our boy Avila has already in his short career as a Fire player?
3.
3. That's crazy.
I mean, but how many minutes total? You know what I'm saying?
89. So not even a full game.
A full game. Now, you guys are so you're selling me on this. You guys think DP signing this summer should be a defender?
No.
We don't want to. I don't want it.
Okay, well then hold on. Is it
stupid,
possible?
But it fixes this team.
Is it possible to sign a defender? Like, let's be honest. We can't just sign
a defender on a TAM deal.
Well, yeah, okay. Is it possible to sign KDB as a DP and also get a center back that's affordable enough that also is the best center back on the team?
No, guys, you need to. Here's the thing: we found a unicorn one time at defense. His name was Chihos. Like, we found a unicorn. Like, we found a guy who's, and he was a unicorn for a good year and a half. But what I mean by a unicorn was, like, if you're going to get an older TAM DP or DP level TAM level center back, they gotta care. They have to care, because if they don't give a fuck, like, the defense goes to shit. Even worse than it does under Elliott, who, I gotta say, Elliott, as much as the talent has not been where I thought it was, the dude cares.
Bro, Elliott's big for nothing, man, because he
cares. I like your big for nothing account, though. I do like that. I'll give you a little hopium, chat, everybody here. I'll give you a little hopium, because despite the 7-2 loss, I did have a positive takeaway. I did have I think there's lots of negative takeaways, and you better believe that the Fire are studying tape, and no one was more embarrassed than Greg Berhalter.
Yeah, he put out an apology.
No one was more embarrassed than Greg Berhalter.
I have yet to see that apology. I got to see that apology.
You can look it up.
I deserve an apology.
I deserve an apology.
But I also saw it prevalent, that sentiment that's in Greg. You can see it. So you can just like the porn case and whatever the fuck it was, like, you know it when you see it. So the players care. That's my point. So, like, I saw it this last game. I'm like, 7-2. I saw them getting their asses beat. But I didn't see them getting angry at each other. So getting angry at each other is a symptom of a larger problem. I saw them all. It was really, I know it because I've been there. I saw an internal anger. Just like Brady lets up his 7th goal. You could see his eyes. His eyes were not dead. He was pissed.
Yeah, this team doesn't give up like it used to.
He was fucking he was pissed after the 2nd goal, but every goal after that made him more and more pissed. And it wasn't like fear or him. He at a certain point, a goalie always will blame a little bit of the defense and the team in front of him. And mentally inside of us, we're gonna be like, we're not gonna tell you. But we're going to be like, they fucked up. They left me out to dry. But, I'll take it for the team. That's usually what you do as a goalie. Very team captain-esque. But I saw something in his – I saw like a freaking fire in his eye. And then I saw Hugo Kuipers. No. I saw Zink. I saw Zink step up to a ball and literally bury the fuck out of it. Buried the fuck out of it. And he was – did you see how mad he was after he scored?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he was so mad, he could have stuck his hand to the ground and pulled out Excalibur. He was not happy. He was not happy in the least. He was so... Then I saw Hugo Kuipers score. Hugo Kuipers was so mad, he could have punched a funny joke. Punched a funny joke. Yeah, yes. There we go. He could have punched the post. These guys, and then they grab the ball like duty right back. And what I saw from these guys, despite a team that just got absolutely flounced and destroyed and terrified and dismantled and undetactified, like everything fell apart. I saw a team and a set of individuals that individually they seemed to blame themselves, and they took that blame on, and it really that chip on that shoulder was self-developed, and that stuff sometimes it's not the festering. It explodes into all of a sudden, the fire and being a little bit more consistent. All of a sudden they're in 5th or 6th place, but right now they're in 11th place. This is bad. Where we're at right now is bad.
Yeah, once you drop out of the playoffs,
there is signs where it can get better. You're right,
so
but there are signs where
here's a measuring stick, man. Here's going to be the measuring stick from this point on. After this game, the team could go 2 ways. It can be so pissed off, like Jaymes said, that they're actually going to be playing better and actually win games, or they're just going to stop fucking giving a care and just.
Or they're going to start blaming each other.
Well,
yeah, they're going to start blaming each other.
And on that note, we have 2 big games coming up before we record again.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 is Orlando comes to town. Orlando is in 7th place.
Beatable.
Yep.
Very beatable.
Orlando is one of those teams like the Chicago Fire, always beatable.
Here's the thing: a win could take us back to the playoff spot. We're not that far off from a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
We're right next to it.
Yeah, I'm not a rational person. I'm like a light switch right now. So anytime we are ranked under the playoffs, I'm Greg out. And anytime we are in the playoffs, I'm believe the process. So that's just how I feel this season. Seriously.
Guys, we have a problem.
What's that?
Houston, we have a problem. Chicago Fire play May 3rd, Saturday. Chicago versus Orlando City at 7:30 p.m. The following game, as Toke was just talking about, but has not yet mentioned what is happening, it is U.S. Open Cup round of 32. That'll be happening Wednesday, May 7th at 7 p.m. against Detroit City FC, who, frankly, USL, let's go.
They're gonna travel. They're gonna travel heavy.
I hope Detroit City either embarrasses Chicago, puts up a fight, and gets destroyed. My number 1 is I want Detroit City to try so fucking hard, and for Chicago to just shit out them.
That's number 1. That would be great.
That's what I want. Number 2, if that's not what's going to happen, then I want Detroit City to win.
This is the only chance to get a trophy right now.
Well, not only just a trophy, but this is so in the last decade. This is the we all get excited for this, and this is we're gonna be the laughing stock of the league because we're gonna get punched in the face, and it's gonna be at home, and it's gonna be by a lower league team, and it's gonna be embarrassing. And God damn it, I don't want that to happen this year because Detroit will never shut up about it, and they roll deep. And they roll hard. And, I don't know about you, DPG, but they last week were trying to give me 8 extra tickets to the game. So we are not going to. So we are not going to roll deep. We are not going to roll hard. I mean, I'm going to be there. Like, I might miss Orlando to make up for the fact that I am going to the Detroit game 100%.
I hope you do. I think that's going to be a blast. I can't go to that. I'll be golfing.
I was going to say, you don't want to take it, Jaymes?
Oh, my God. DPG.
I 100% am legitimately golfing that day, and I'm so fucking excited about it. I already got our foursome. We're so excited.
DPG, roll hard with me, buddy. Come on.
But if I wasn't golfing that day, I would have maybe gone to that one because I want Detroit City to raise some hell, but at the same time, I want Chicago to destroy. However, I got a question for you guys because I'm finding myself a little bit like about this question in my mind. So, what if we win it all? I'm talking about the U.S. Open Cup. I'm not talking about MLS Cup because now let me put a little caveat on that. What if we win it all, the U.S. Open Cup, and don't make the playoffs?
That's still a failure, in my opinion.
Yes.
In my opinion, it's still a failure of a season. The Open
Cup
thing
Kansas
will
City.
Be cool, but like I can't. Do
you want to be Sporting Kansas City or do you want to be Chicago Fire?
I want to be Batman. Anyway. All right. Seriously though. Guys, let's make fools of ourselves right here and now. Orlando game. The Orlando game. Prediction time.
2-3-3-2.
You know what? I think this is it. I think this might be the game to Fire win. At home. 2-0.
Soldier Field, yeah. Oh, that makes more sense than 3-2. I'm going 3-2. The defense is awful. The defense is awful. We have to program. Okay. Let me interplay you guys into my little math here. Chicago Fire averaging 2 goals a game. So start there. Start with Fire with 2. Chicago Fire defense? Worse. Let me do a little double check. MLS table.
Well, while Jaymes double checks, I'll say the most boring answer. It's going to be 1-1. It's going to be a 1-1 draw.
Okay.
We're not gonna jump out of that, but
Chicago Fire have simultaneously the best offense in MLL as well as the worst defense in MLL. MLL. What the hell is MLL? MLS.
Major League Lacrosse. Come on, dog.
Major League Lacrosse. Chicago Fire have 18 goals scored, which is good for second best in the league, right after Nashville, who we lost to last week, who has 19 goals.
Well, I mean, come on. They got 7 this week. Like, had they not gotten 7?
Oh, my gosh. You're right. Because our defense is a sieve and has given up 22 goals, which is good for worst in the entire league.
Listen, at least we get to see goals this
league
year.
Worst. Our defense is actually league worst. So let's program 2 goals for the other side. Hence my 3-2. I hope Chicago win 3-2.
All right. So you said 2-0, right, DPG?
Yep.
Okay, I said 1-1. You said 3-2.
3-2.
Now, to me, the Orlando game, I don't even care about. The big game to me is Detroit. So,
with the U.S. Open Cup, because you want them to win some silverware.
I mean, I want,
right?
yeah.
It'd be nice. And make the playoffs.
And also,
Toke wants to go to Costa Rica to see the Fire play against Saprissa.
That would be fucking sick.
Dude,
beautiful.
Enemies
and you better believe the wife would be involved.
To Joe Public.
Dude, I told you guys, if the Fire play a Honduran team, I'm flying to Honduras.
Oh my God!
The wife would be all about it, wouldn't they? The wives would be all about it. I would tell
the wife, look, I'm just going there for 2 days. I'm gonna stay at the nice Hilton hotel.
Kidding me? They'd
probably
want to go. They would want to go, but they wouldn't want to go. They'll just be like, you leave me at the beach, honey. I'll go.
Oh yeah, no, of course. All right.
But either way, man, it's
the Detroit game. What do you guys got? What do you think?
I gotta see where it's at. Hold on.
I can see a 3-0 win.
I was going to go 3-1 because the defense.
But I swear, I'm going to be pissed off because I swear to God, I mean, like, again, I'm not going to swear to God. I swear to you guys, if Greg pulls that hole, let's freaking rotate the lineup for the Detroit game. I will be pissed off.
No, we should still be at a place in the world where the MLS can rotate their lineup and beat a Detroit.
Yeah, but you ever what happened against Omaha a couple of years ago?
No,
Was it Omaha?
I
Yeah,
am still so raw about the fucking Cincinnati game in 2017.
Oh,
That
I'm
was
still
some
pissed off.
bullshit.
I hate that. I hate that team. And
I wouldn't. Yeah,
and
that
this is-
because of that team is always just like I'm just.
And
always,
here's the thing: I hate that team so much. Like I hated their fans just cheering at Soldier Field. And I forgot to tell you guys a story. And I was walking out the stadium, and this Cincinnati fan, nice guy. He's like, "Hey, I see you here with your son. I got a hat if you want it. I don't want to keep it. I'm not I'm. He's like, and I don't want to give it to a family that had multiple kids, because then all the other kids get left out. And I see you with your son. Do you want it? I'm like, yeah.
You mean this
And
hat?
yeah, that hat. And you know what? Man, nice. That was a nice fan. So whoever you are, sir, thank you again.
Okay, big ups to that. I thought you were about to say he was gonna do some real like jerk ass thing.
I thought he was gonna like give you the hat and insult you.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
But tip of the cap.
I told him good game.
Bro, can you tip your cap? By the way, that cap is fucking sick.
I will admit,
like, you got to wear that at a concert. What,
this hat? Hell no.
Yes.
I wore this tonight because like this is the only time this will touch my head. Now I'll say this, man. MLS is.
There you go.
MLS friendship is real. Like, I am happy that we don't go to fucking battle with chains and knives and shit before games. It's pretty
hooligan.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to just be like, "What up, dog? Yeah, what's up?" I'm not gonna lie. I'm cool without the hooliganism.
I'll tell you guys
I think that's an American thing though, because you don't see Cup fans killing Brewers fans when they play against each other.
No, but like Philly fans will.
I was at the greatest White Sox Cubs game of all time. I was in the stadium.
Better chance.
Wait, hold on. The one where AJ Pierzynski got punched in the face by Michael Barrett. Yes.
Well, here's the thing.
I was 9 rows away from it, sitting behind home plate. Me and my best friend, we looked at each other, and then we looked around. We had a couple Cubs fans around us. The Cubs fans look at us, and we're looking at the Cubs fans, and we look back to the field, and it's just bedlam, absolute pandemonium. Like John Olerud, who was like a journeyman Cub, just there for like a hop and a skip, and then he's out of there. He had like 5 different White Sox players just sucker. Nobody on the Cubs was helping him. Just boom, boom, boom. It was the most incredible day of sports I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen a Devin Hester return touchdown, which was, oh my God, that's exhilarating. And Sammy Sosa hit a home run. And Michael Jordan hit a fucking J to win it.
So here's the thing. It's like you have a better chance of watching Cup fans and White Sox fans fight.
And Patty Kane. Oh my God. And Patty Kane, game winner. Oh my God. Just over Abisher's head. Insane. Patty Kane. I've seen some great Chicago sports moments. Detroit City, boys. Good team. Actually a good USL team. They're challenge.
They're bitter that it can't get an MLS team. That's all it is.
And and they will be coming in with heat. They are actually one of the more goal scoring teams in USL. And one of the better defensive teams in MLS.
You telling me that if Don Garber were to tell Detroit, hey Detroit, we're gonna get an MLS team here, you tell them all those fans are gonna be like, oh my god, we're in. Nah, they're just bitter. They didn't get an MLS team, and they're gonna bitch about it. They're gonna complain about it.
I do not stand by these statements. Send all hate mail to DPG.
Go ahead. Tell me what I'm telling live. Because all I hear from Detroit City fans is how they complain about MLS teams and how MLS is ruining soccer for them and everything.
It should be.
It's not my fault that there's not enough fans to fill up a stadium.
I was on the Detroit side until you said that, because that sounds like a little snowflakey behavior. That's just a little like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, like, dude, come on,
like they literally complained, like their fans were complaining against MLS, like why haven't they picked us?
Detroit City FC fans, toughen up. That'll be the name of this episode. But if they beat us, holy shit, we'll never hear the end of it.
No, you'll never. You'll never hear the end of it. No,
some idiot's gonna tattoo the scoreline on your leg.
Listen, you think Arsenal fans are bad? Just this'll. Oh my God, we will.
And you know what? The Fire could beat them, and they'll find a way to blame MLS. They're gonna be like, "Oh, the referee's MLS."
Blame whoever you want. We just need to win the game, man. We just need
Yep.
to win the game. Now, speaking of win the game, I think we won this week in podcasting. Let's tear our rotator cuffs, patting ourselves on the back, gentlemen. What should they do with these like buttons and these comments and stuff?
Don't wrap it in shrink wrap. Just take it open, crack it open like a long drink, and
Don't forget to kick the can.
You could kick the can. Kick the can down the road. Help us hit our goal of 500 subscribers. Hang out here. Check out here for more episodes and stuff from here from Enemies of the Fire. We have more stuff than just our podcast episodes coming out every so often. So check out those reaction videos. Check out some of our awesome little shorts. And we'll catch you next time here on Enemies of the Fire.
Peace.
Later.
Peace.